Welcome to The Journey Within, the podcast that gently guides you back home to your soul, your energy and your deepest truth. I'm your host, Carolina Starr, and today we are exploring all about Reiki, as it's the Reiki episode time. So how can Reiki supercharge your self-care routine and help you move from burnout to bliss? So if you've been feeling drained, overwhelmed or disconnected, this episode is just for you. So let's be honest, we live in a fast-paced world where stress and exhaustion are almost worn like badges of honour. Long work days, huge schedules and endless responsibilities. But where does that leave you? It's draining, isn't it? It really is. And over time, that constant pressure can lead to burnout. Not just physical exhaustion, but emotional and mental depletion that leaves you feeling disconnected, unmotivated, and deeply overwhelmed. And you might recognise those feelings, and when we're in that, it's really difficult to find the answer or to even come out of that, and it's all consuming. But yet, why do we just keep going? We think we can keep going, we're invincible, don't we? We just keep doing those things. We keep adding more things to our already busy schedule. We just do. And then we wonder why we collapse. And we all know that self-care matters. Exercise, healthy eating and meditation, they're all wonderful practices and they are there to help us. But why do we not do them? Why do we not make them our priority? Because as we know, when we're in tip-top condition, when we've got lots of energy, we can help so many more people and help ourselves. And then if we don't do them constantly, and we don't do them every day, it's just not enough, is it? Because we're not doing it all the time. And then sometimes we just need something even deeper. We need something that nourishes not just our body, but our energy and our soul. And so sometimes when we get to that point of burnout, we are definitely at that point where we need something more. But wouldn't it be great if we went for that something more before we got to burnout? So we do all of those practices, and maybe you're already doing them, and then you still get to burnout. So sometimes we just need that additional support. But what I'm trying to say is to do it before we get to the burnout stage. I know it happened to me a few weeks ago. It literally did. I was left for a couple of weeks just on such overwhelm. Honestly, I'd really got myself into a situation where I was just feeling fear, and it was just like a wash over me. And I do the meditations, I do the gratitude practice, I do all of that. But there was obviously something else that I needed to do, some kind of clearing out. And then gently over the weeks since, I've been really more mindful. It was just an opportunity to come back into presence, and it was also an opportunity to have some Reiki and have some more additional support. But what I want to talk about here is about how Reiki can help us on a daily basis, how Reiki can help with our self-healing and to help keep our energies topped up. And I don't know if you're aware of what Reiki is, but Reiki is a gentle yet powerful form of energy healing that was originated in Japan. And the word Reiki means universal life energy. And if you've been following the Soul Coach social media, you will see that I did a whole thing on April healing, not just on Reiki, but on universal healing energy. So you can find out more about that there. And it's based on the idea that we each have a natural flow of energy within us. When that flow is open and balanced, we feel peaceful, healthy and whole. But when it's blocked, often by stress, emotional pain or overexertion, we start to feel unwell, depleted and even lost. So a trained Reiki practitioner channels healing energy into the body. And the beauty of Reiki is that you don't need to be a trained healer to feel its effects. Simple awareness, simple practices, simple intention can make a powerful difference. And you can check out on homeofreiki.co.uk all the Reiki practitioners that are on there that are ready and waiting and set up to give you some Reiki, either by distant healing or in person. So what I'm encouraging here and what we're going to be talking about is how Reiki is a powerful self-care tool. And it can be life-changing, and especially if you've got to that stage of burnout. So firstly, Reiki helps you to relax deeply. In a world stuck in go mode, which, have you noticed, it's even like more than ever. I really do feel that, especially with technology as it is, with our phones, with our social media, our minds are constantly on the go. But what Reiki does, it offers your body and your mind to permission to slow down, to breathe, to soften and to truly rest. What I love also about Reiki, the second thing, is Reiki encourages emotional healing. So burnout isn't just physical, it carries emotional heaviness. And Reiki, because it wants to bring things into balance, can help clear old emotional blocks, helping you to feel peace and compassion again. And thirdly, Reiki recharges your energy. So you know that feeling when after a full night's sleep, you still feel tired. That's energetic depletion. But Reiki works at that deeper level, restoring vitality in ways that sleep alone can't. And fourthly, Reiki reconnects you to your intuition. So when burnout takes over, we often lose connection to ourselves. But what Reiki does, it invites you back to your inner knowing, to the voice of your soul that knows exactly what you need to do. So you might be wondering, I'm not trained in Reiki, so how can I use it? And the beautiful truth is you can. So here are 4 simple Reiki-inspired practices you can start today. And if you are Reiki trained, you can still do these practices. And these are just lovely reminders that we have a wonderful tool in our toolbox to use to help us with the daily struggles, to help us with our daily motivations and inspirations. So practice 1. So Reiki-inspired relaxation for stress relief. So find a quiet space and sit or lay down comfortably and close your eyes. And just take slow, deep breaths, breathing in calm and breathing out any tension. And placing your hands gently over your chest or your stomach. Imagine a warm, soothing light flowing from your hands into your body. So imagine that warm, soothing light right now flowing from your hands into your body. And set a loving intention like, I allow myself to relax and restore my energy. And just stay there for 5 to 10 minutes and let the energy, your breath and the silence hold you, comfort you. So simple, yet so powerful. So a second practice that I recommend is self-compassion through Reiki-inspired affirmations. So how often do we negatively talk to ourselves? All the time. We have to become conscious of those thoughts. So here's a lovely little heart practice for you. So place your hands over your heart. Take a deep, slow breath. And repeat to yourself, I am allowed to rest and recharge. I release stress and welcome peace into my life. I deserve balance and self-care. Feel the warmth from your hands the resonance of your voice, the truth of your words. Allow them to settle your body. Feel that energy beneath your hands and your heart absorbing. Letting go, trusting. All is well. And allow yourself a couple of minutes here, just breathing, letting those words resonate into your whole being. And then a third practice that you can do is to have a Reiki infused bath for deep relaxation. Don't you just love a bath? I really do. And water is nature's cleanser. So run a warm bath and put in the Himalayan salts or the Epsom salts or a few drops of your favourite oil, maybe lavender or chamomile. But before you step in your bath, set an intention. I release all tension and allow myself to fully relax. And as you relax and soak in the bath, visualize the water filling you with healing energy, washing away any tiredness, any exhaustion, restoring your light. That's so beautiful, isn't it? I've never done that before in the bath, and I'm going to try that. I love a bath, but I've never set the intention for that one. I love that, and it's such a great tip. It really is. I just love that one. And so another practice 4, and the last one we're going to talk about today, is an evening Reiki-inspired energy reset. So before going to bed, just take a few deep breaths and place your hands gently over your heart or your belly. And imagine a gentle healing light flowing through your body. And with every breath out, let go of the day. And set a final intention for the night. I allow myself to rest deeply and wake up refreshed. I allow myself to rest deeply and wake up refreshed. And this ritual will help you drift into a deeper, more restorative sleep. On my YouTube channel, there are lots and lots of meditations that you can listen to. And there's some lovely ones for all different things. So yeah, go find it out. It's all on thesoulcoach.com. But it's just remembering, and that's what I want these podcasts to do, is just to remind you of these little things, these little tips that will help you. And especially if you have got to the burnout stage. And even if you haven't, these are just great little tips that you can do to connect to that beautiful consciousness that we are. And just to allow our brains just to have a rest, our minds to rest. And just know that our minds can't figure everything out. But if we can come into stillness, if we can come into relaxation, then our intuition will kick in. So healing from burnout, if you are in burnout, is not an overnight process. As I say, it took me a couple of weeks to come out of mine. It's a sacred journey, and it's one breath, one intention, and one moment at a time. And it really is as just as simple as observing how you're feeling, keeping a journal, and just being really, really super kind to yourself, and just treat yourself like you would a little child, and just really just give yourself that love and that nourishment, and do what you feel, what your soul feels very drawn to. And self-care is about restoring balance, recharging your soul, reconnecting with your true self. And you really don't have to be a Reiki practitioner in order to do this. And you just don't have to be perfect at it. But what you do need to do is to do it. every day. We just need to do the work to remind us to come back to center, to remind us to come back to our soul. That's all we need to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this Reiki podcast today, this Reiki episode. And I look forward to talking with you next month. And as I say, do look us up on homeofreiki.co.uk. We're a beautiful community. And if you want some Reiki healing, there's plenty of Reiki practitioners there. Or find me on thesoulcoach.com, and I offer Reiki restorative sessions. So have a good day, and let me know how you get on with one of those tips.